Hello everyone, that Manga Kid here to do a review of Handa-kun by Satsuki Yoshino. This is a 7-volume series put out by Yen Press, and it is technically the prequel series to Satsuki Yoshino's other series, Barakamon, which a lot of people know what that is. It's about a man in his early 20s. He's a famous professional calligrapher, and he goes to a small town. I believe it's an island. He's kind of sent there by his mentor, boss, or whatever, to kind of reevaluate and re-inspire himself with his calligraphy. And so basically, this is the prequel story of Handa-kun. Well before his 20s, he's in high school in this story, and it's just a really, really funny slice of life comedy. And like I said, it's by Yen Press. All the volumes are pretty thin. They're not kind of standard 180 page volumes. They're a little bit less than that. But they are in the larger trim, like Viz Signature size format. And there is a color page at the beginning. And then also, in addition, in the inside cover, there's always a Meanwhile in Barakamon, and it shows the characters that you know at what age they would be at this point in time. And then at the back flap, there's some 4-panel comics about the characters from Barakamon that they show in the front flap. So that's kind of a nice tie-in. You don't need to have read Barakamon to enjoy this story or understand what's going on. This is a separate entity. It just happens to follow the same character, and it does, there are certain things that you'll pick up on more if you have read Barakamon, but you don't have to. I haven't finished or caught up to Barakamon at this point. I think I've only read like maybe 8 volumes of Barakamon at this point, and I own 16 of them. So after only reading that much, I was able to very easily read this and not be confused or feel like I was missing out on jokes or anything. So basically, this series is hysterically funny. I was laughing out loud the entire time. The first volume was pretty good. By the second volume, I was laughing so hard. This story is basically, so it's Handa-kun's the main character, and he is the most popular guy in school. However, he believes he is the least popular guy in school. He thinks that everybody is bullying him and out to get him, when really they're all absolutely obsessed with him, to the point of like being groupies of him. And it's just a slow kind of burn of accumulating more and more fans. Because at first he's kind of this like quiet, mysterious guy who does calligraphy, and as the story goes on, more and more people start to become obsessed with him, and like classmates and things, and people from other schools, and it's just the hijinks is hysterical. And what I really appreciated about this manga is I never saw stuff coming. With a lot of other comedy, just media in general, a lot of the times you can see the punchline of the joke coming before it gets there. And with this, there may have been some times, I don't remember, but there may have been some times when I saw the punchline coming. But for the most part, the punchline was so out of left field that you would turn the page, and I was shocked at what I was seeing. It did not go, the joke wasn't going the way I was expecting it to, which was amazing because it made it that much more funny that, you're thinking like, oh yeah, I know where this is going. And then you turn the page and it's something completely off kilter, and you're laughing hysterically because you weren't expecting it. The art is pretty good. It's, I really enjoy, Satsuki Yoshino's art. I think it's, palatable enough. The facial expressions are good. You do get some backgrounds and things in there, some more kind of busier pages like that. But, the characters are really kind of where you're at. Their expressions. What I appreciate is the characters all look very distinctly different. You can tell who each character is. This is not an author who draws characters all looking very similar to each other. You very obviously know who is in what panel, who is speaking, and all that kind of stuff, which I also really appreciate. But when you get down to it, this is just an amazingly funny series. It's only 7 volumes, and I picked these up for a really good price. Yen Press tends to be pretty expensive in Canada, but if you can get these for a good price like I did, this was so enjoyable. And this whole series, I bought it all at once several months ago. It's been sitting on my shelf forever, and I finally decided, oh, I'll just, I'll pick this up. And I can't believe I put it off reading it for so long because it was so funny. And I read it in the span of a couple days. I just couldn't put it down. It was so much fun. And I absolutely can't recommend this enough. It does remind me of Haven't You Heard I'm Sakamoto? If you've read that, which is a 4-volume series, very similar style of people hearing of this popular guy and, wanting to hate him for the sake of hating a popular person, and then they meet him and then they ridiculously flip sides completely, and now they're like infatuated with him, and are fans of him. This is a very similar concept. It very much reminded me of Haven't You Heard I'm Sakamoto? Sakamoto. And it was a very similar concept and kind of similar bizarre humor. I don't think it was as out there as Sakamoto was, but it was just as funny in my opinion. I laughed out loud during reading that series as well as this one. So yeah, the characters are a lot of fun. It's a good mixture of male and female characters, but it's mostly male characters considering he's male, but there are definitely some key female characters as well. Yeah, it's a lot of fun, and it follows him, but it also follows his groupie group who follows him around. So you see kind of from both sides what's going on. And then I think there are 4 panel comics in here too. Yeah, close to the end, you get of each volume, you get a few 4-panel comics. I can't remember if there are any kind of in the middle or not, but yeah, so it's a very, very funny series. Highly recommend it. Whether or not you've read Barakamon, I think you'll enjoy this. Yeah, thanks for watching. If you have any questions about this series, please let me know. If you've read it, I want to know your thoughts on it for sure. Yeah, thanks for watching.